Are you looking for some real edges and not just those surface level picks? Well, you're in the right place. I'm Mark Wallace from Weekday Wagers, where everything we do is built on data, structure, and finding you value. No guessing, no hype, just a repeatable process designed to win us all money in the long term. If you want more of this content every single day, make sure you tune in to Weekday Wagers at 2 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday, where Rob, DG, and myself, we're going to be breaking down the biggest games on the board, giving you sharp insights, helping you see the edges that we find. Okay, that's Weekday Wagers, 2 o'clock Eastern, Monday through Friday. But tonight, let's get to the NCAA tournament where we have another really interesting first four matchup because we've got two teams that got to the dance in very different ways. But when you actually look at the numbers, the total is the way that makes the most sense to attack this one. And I'm talking about Prairie View A&M versus Lehigh. Prairie View is the team that the market's going to gravitate toward. Why? Because they're on a hell of a run right now. They've covered in 10 straight, and they're coming out of the Southwestern Athletic Conference on an absolute heater. They play with tempo. They want to get up and down, and those types of teams naturally draw action because they're fun to watch, quite frankly, and they score. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just a one-sided tempo game. When you look at the data, both teams are actually projecting right around the same expected tempo at about 70 possessions, and Prairie View is actually playing above baseline pace at over 105% tempo. Lehigh, even though they're perceived as a slower team here, isn't dramatically slower in this matchup. They're still operating right around that same possession range, which means that they're not going to be able to completely slow this thing down to a grinding halt. Offensively, both teams are efficient enough to capitalize on their opportunities, and Prairie View's style is going to force Lehigh into a pace that's a little quicker than they're comfortable with. That's the key here. Even if Lehigh wants to control things, it won't take much from Prairie View to push this game into a higher tempo environment. Now you add in the situational piece where this is a tight spread sitting around 3.5, which means we are very likely to see lots of late game fouling. And in these tournament settings, when you get a close game, you're extending possessions, stopping the clock, and you're adding free points at the line, that's a huge factor for totals in this range. So when you combine Prairie View's tempo, Lehigh's ability to score efficiently within this matchup nearly identical, they have projected outputs and the likelihood of a tight finish, this game sets up to land over the number. And that's why I'm playing Prairie View and Lehigh to go over 142.5 at minus 105. And make sure you have those notifications on so you get all the Weekday Wagers plays of the day. Tune in at Monday through Friday. Tune in at 2 p.m. Eastern for all the analysis and fun that is the Weekday Wagers. We will see you there.